Hi there, and welcome to today's spooky story for Halloween. Yesterday, I talked to you about the fact that in our old house, we saw a lot of animals and odd things running around the house many times. But there's one story, or two stories actually, that really stand out with regard to seeing strange animals. One of them took place one night when my husband was down in the kitchen about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And at the time, the only animals we had were dogs. He was standing at the stove with just this stovetop light on, like the range light. And he felt something touch his leg, rub on his leg. So he looked down. And when he looked down, he saw a dark, like charcoal gray cat rub against his legs and then meander his way down the hallway that I have talked about before disappearing. So that's one of the stories. The other story happened on a day when my daughter-in-law and I were the only ones home. And I had let my dogs out in the backyard, and then I had let them in, and I was trying to corral them inside the house. And as I did that, I walked out of the living room, and most of the time the dogs were not allowed down in the downstairs family room because they would get in trouble down there and get into things. But as I walked by that staircase that I've talked about a number of times, I saw one of my dogs, Pogus, run across the floor in the family room. And I said, "Pogus, get up here." And my daughter-in-law happened to be down in the family room that day. And she called up to me and she said, "Are you calling for Pogus down here? Because Pogus is not down here." And I said, "Well, I just saw him run across the floor." And she said, "Well, he's not down here." So I turned around and I looked back where I had come from, which was the back door letting them into the house. And there was Pogus standing on the back porch waiting for me to let him in. There is a third story that I just now thought about. My daughter-in-law and my youngest son, when they were together, they had a dog whose name was Simba. And Simba was pretty elderly. And he went missing one day, which was not unusual. Sometimes he would go for a walk around the neighborhood and we'd find him a couple of hours later. But this particular instance was unusual in that my oldest son was in the house and he saw Simba coming down the hallway towards him. And then about a half hour later, we found Simba in the garage. He had passed away, and he had passed away some time ago. So the dog that my oldest son saw walking down the hallway could not have been Simba because he had been gone longer than that. If you like the stories I told today, hit the plus button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers, only 700 more to go. And hit the like button. And I hope you enjoyed the story and have a great day. Thanks.